Hey, let's open up, man. First and foremost, we want to give all praises, all honor, and all glory to the Most High God, Yahweh, by Hashem, Hamashiach, Yahweh Shah. Khan. Hey, brother. What's your name? Yo. Can I talk to you for a second? I want to talk to you what he was talking to you about right there, that picture. Let's get a revelation. Can you give me that in Daniel? I'm going to show you something. Tell me your name, King. Jerome. All right, I'm Nahar. I'm going to show you something. So it's a reason why we got that on our plastic cave, because that's what we was taught that Christ looked like. That's what everybody thinks. Everybody thinks this is the image of Christ. The whole world believes that. The majority of the world believes that. The reason why I'm going through all this hassle to express this to you is because that's a lie. Can you hear me? I know it's hard to focus whenever it's hot, but try your best, right? I'm gonna read you the scripture, and it's really important that you hear it, right? I'm not gonna read you too many, but take a look at this. Read that.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 1 and verse 13.
Hey, let's tighten up the line real quick. Right.
The book of Revelation, chapter 1 and verse 13. And in the midst of the 7 candlesticks, one like unto the Son of Man.
Right, so the Son of Man. He said, one like unto the Son of Man. The Son of Man is Christ. You understand? Right, so it's finna talk about Christ and what he looks like. So pay attention. Go ahead.
Clothed with a garment down to the foot, and girt about the paps with a golden girdle.
Right, so all that's being said is that he got a long garment on, and he got a girdle around his belly. Read.
His head and his hairs were white like wool, as white as snow.
You catch that, brother? So it said that the hairs on his head were white like wool. So that picture right there, he don't got white hair. You see what I'm saying? And then it described the texture. You know what the texture of wool look like? Hey, come closer. I want you to hear it too. You know what wool look like? You ever seen a sheep and his hair get all matted up a little bit? Or it might look something similar to this. You paying attention? This is what woolly hair look like. All of these brothers up here got woolly hair. So it said that Christ, his hair was white and it was woolly. So what do we do with that picture? What do we call that? We'll call that a lie. So we see in the Bible describe what Christ looked like, and so far that's a lie. So when you look at that picture, you got to know that in your mind. When you look at that picture, you got to know that in your mind. That's a lie, right? Read that part again about the head. Let me show y'all.
His head and his hairs were white like wool, as white as snow.
Come on.
And his eyes were as a flame of fire.
Read.
And his feet.
And what?
And his feet.
And what?
And his feet.
Read.
Like unto fine brass.
Like unto what?
Like unto fine brass.
One more time.
Like unto fine brass.
Finish that out.
As if they burned in a furnace.
You got to understand that. I can see that you're clocking out a little bit. This is good, though. You listening? Sometimes it's hard to tell, man. Sometimes, because I know our people, it's hard for them to pay attention, but this is key. It said his skin, his feet, the color of his skin, what did it describe it as? Bronze. That's key. Then it said, as if it burned in a furnace. If you put something in a furnace or a fire, it's going to get even darker.
Right.
So Christ's skin complexion, it just described it. It was bronze, but it was as if it burned in a furnace. So we know for sure, if you bronze, you're not gonna look like him. And if you get burned in a furnace, you're definitely not gonna look like him. So we call that a goddamn lie.
That's right.
That's right.
That's deception. So they want us to believe that the Messiah, the Savior of all the Israelites, is gonna look like that when he come back. You got a question? I like how you raised your hand. Go ahead.
You're right. Even by geographical location.
Come a little closer. I can't hear you.
Right, by geographical location.
Project your voice. We can't hear you. Try your best. We ain't gonna hurt
He's
you.
right, by the geographical location and everything. Jesus, absolutely not what they said Caucasians were like. The lie, the picture, is just Don't put the picture there.
Right.
The story.
Right. So you disagree with the picture? Is BS?
Yeah, it's just to make people feel better, like, you know, black Jesus or white Jesus, but Jesus was a man that actually existed. And the
Yeah, we
story- and the
believe
story-
that.
and the story- I know. And I get what you guys are trying to do.
Yeah.
And for real.
We trying to wake up our people and show them that they God's chosen people. Did you know that God got a chosen people? Yeah. Who is God's chosen people? Let me get Matthew chapter 1 verse 21. Let me get Matthew chapter 18 verse 10. Let me get Matthew chapter 15. Bring that out. Let me show you something. Let's get one first. What did Christ come for? Salvation. What does it mean? What does that mean? To save someone? To provide what? A way? A path. Okay, cool. Let me teach you what the Bible says. When you read Matthew, the first chapter, it tells you what Christ's whole mission was. And I'm going to read it to you. Bring it up.
The book of Matthew, chapter 1 and verse 21. And she shall bring forth a son.
Who is the she? She is Mary. Read.
And thou shalt call his name Jesus, for he shall save his people from their sins.
So what did it say Jesus was going to do when he comes? Let's read again. Yeah. So you heard it. I just want to be precise. He shall save his people from what? From their sins. That's what it said, right? Who is Christ's people? Who is God's people? You believe that? Bingo, bingo, bingo. Did you hear what that brother said? He said all of the Israelites that's scattered throughout all of the nations. Real quick, let's get James 1 and 1. Let's get James 1 and 1. You go to Matthew chapter 2, verse 6. I'm going to show you who God's people is, because everyone wants to say that God's people is everyone. That's not what the Bible teaches. We just read, just so everybody can keep up, we just read Matthew 1, verse 21. Hey, bro, what's your name? What's your name, bro?
Chance.
Chance. Okay. So we just read Matthew 1. Now we're going to read Matthew chapter 2. And we're going to read verse 6. Bring it up.
The book of Matthew, chapter 2, verse 6. And thou, Bethlehem, in the land of Judah, art not the least among the princes of Judah.
So Bethlehem is a small town. It's one of the least favorite towns in Judea. In Judah. Read.
For out of thee shall come a governor.
So Christ, out of thee shall come a governor. Read.
That shall rule my people Israel.
Read that again.
That shall rule my people Israel.
So who is Christ's people according to that verse? Say it again. Who was Christ's people according to that verse? It's hard for him to just say it, huh? Hey, you got things where you got spiritual things happening, where you got your flesh and wrestle against your spirit. And a lot of people, they see the things that happens in the Bible plain as day. You read it and it makes sense, but your flesh want to disagree with it. That's why it's so hard to get out of sin. Because we just showed you crystal clear who God's people is, who Christ's people is, and you don't, it's something inside of you that don't want to acknowledge that and agree with that. Hey, I want to tell you this though. You're an Israelite, and you God's chosen people. You an Israelite. Nah, it ain't from me. That's from the Most High. You God's chosen people. But knowing that, you got to learn what God wants you to do, because you're special. You actually got a job on earth. You got to learn his laws, statutes, and commandments. Do we got any flyer? If we give you a flyer, will you use it? Yes. Do we got any flyers for the brother? We're going to get you a flyer, King. Bear with us. 2 seconds. 5 seconds. I want to keep talking to Chance, though. So, Chance, who is God's people? And we appreciate you, bro. Check out that YouTube. Check out the YouTube. You can get all the information you need on there. All right, bro. Hold on, Chance. Did you hear my question? Okay, I'm not trying to be rude to you and scare you off, but let's get 1 Corinthians 14 and 40 real quick. I got you. if you're gonna talk about the Bible,
God says,
the most respectful thing to do is to go to it in the Bible, and that's what I'm gonna do for you. You see, every time I say something about the Bible, watch what I do. 1 Corinthians 14 and 40.
The book
We
of
can
First
read
Corinthians-
any version you want. Right here, this is the KJV. Read that.
The book of 1 Corinthians chapter 14 and verse 40. Let all things be done decently and in order.
So up here, we're gonna do our very best to do things in order. So the question on the table is, who is God's people? Can you plainly state who God's people is? No, it's not. The Bible shows you easily. You want me to show you more verses on that? Let me get Isaiah chapter 44 and verse 1. Now you can drop to James 1. Let's get Isaiah 44 verse 1. I'm gonna show you because Chance having a hard time with the simple thing. Have you ever taught anybody the Bible? Okay, you need to not do that because you don't know who God's chosen people is.
That's right.
Hey, what's your nationality? What's your nationality?
American. What's the next year?
You said American?
Say
Say it again, King.
Cesspool.
I got mixture.
Yeah.
Guarantee you.
So what's your father?
My biological father?
Yeah. He's Caucasian? All right, so you Caucasian. All right, did you know that according to the Bible, that's how you determine your pedigree and your nationality? It goes off your father, not your father and your mother. So we're gonna teach you a lot up here if you got a time. If you give, and listen to this: a wise man's desire is an attentive ear, and you have to give yourself the opportunity to learn stuff. That's how you grow. So let's read this scripture. Let's get to Isaiah. You got the Isaiah? Bring that up.
The book of Isaiah. The book of Isaiah, chapter 44 and verse 1.
Bring it out.
Yet now hear, O Jacob my servant, and Israel, whom I have chosen.
It said Israel what?
Whom I have chosen.
No, he chose everybody.
Israel, whom I have chosen.
2 and 27. We're gonna get you a few scriptures. That way we ain't gotta be in doubt or confused or wanting understanding. We're just gonna show you what the scriptures say. So you can disagree with me, but the scriptures are loud and clear and very precise on this matter.
This is Joel 2, verse 27.
Bring it out.
And ye shall know that I am in the midst of Israel, and that I am the Lord your God, and none else.
Read that again.
And ye shall know that I am in the midst of Israel, and that I am the Lord your God, and none else. And my people shall never be ashamed.
So that scripture just showed you that the God that everybody thinks they worshiping, he said he's the God of the Israelites, nobody else. And them Israelite brothers and sisters, they don't got to be ashamed about that, right? So who is God's chosen people, Chance? It's so hard for them. It's so hard that when you dealing with the truth, and let me get the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 13, and let's read verse 8. I'm gonna show you something.
The book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 13 and verse 8.
Bring it out.
Charity never faileth.
That's not what I want. Let's see verse. You gotta go. I want
You make it a lot of sense.
say it again.
You make it a lot of sense.
I make a lot of sense. Okay. So who is God's people?
Israel, what it says about it.
It said the Israelites. See, there we go. We're finally making progress. So you know about the Israelites. I can tell in your gait. You know about the Israelites?
What the tribes.
Yeah, I could tell by how you walked over it. So what did you hear about the Israelites? You got a few minutes? I ain't gonna be mean, bro. I'm for real. I'm only gonna be mean if you being mean. For real. I'm for real. I'm a regular brother. Chance didn't want to. He wanted to make it seem like. Nah, it was not hard. I was asking him who was God's people, and he wanted to say everybody. So I had to show him. A few scriptures, and I re-asked him, and he didn't want to agree with the Bible. That's why I got sticky. Hold your point. So what's your name, bro? Jeremiah. Call out. That's a beautiful thing, Jeremiah. You ever read the book of Jeremiah? Yeah. It's fire, man. Jeremiah was chosen from the womb. Let me get Jeremiah 1 and 5. Jeremiah 1 and 5 real quick.
This is Jeremiah 1 verse 5. Before I formed thee in the belly, I knew thee. And before thou camest forth out of the womb, I sanctified thee. And I ordained thee a prophet unto the nation.
So Jeremiah was chosen before he was born. He said, before I formed thee in the belly, I knew thee. The Most High God make everybody's spirits. And before he even put them on earth, he already know them. He already got them a lot. He already predestined Jeremiah to be a prophet unto the who? To the children of Israel. So Jeremiah was an important prophet in the time of Babylon. Right? Right? We was in slavery under who? You got it. Come on. You almost there. I'm finna help you out. Go. The Babylonians. The Babylonians. Nebuchadnezzar. Right? We went into slavery for 70 years because we disobeyed God's commandments. So one of our big messages that we teach is to obey God's commandments.
That's right.
You know any of God's commandments? Yeah? All right, let me get 3. I'm on you. Let me get 3.
Thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not steal or destroy. Thou shalt not destroy. Oh, that's the same thing.
That one was a little shaky. Let me get one more. It's good though, but it don't say it like that. Thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not steal. Give me one more. Either one of y'all.
What is it?
Yeah, y'all know them. They've been engraved in these brothers' spirits, man. Hey, but the Most High God Lord willing, he gonna put that spirit back into y'all, and y'all gonna wake up. Y'all gonna remember who y'all are again. Let me get Jeremiah 17 and 4. The Most High God's commandments is the best laws that the world has ever known, man. All right, read that.
This is Jeremiah 17 verse 4.
Bring it out.
And thou, even thyself, shall discontinue from thine heritage that I gave thee.
That what?
Thou
That I
shalt.
gave thee.
So the Most High God said, hey, the nationality, the heritage, the laws, the statutes, the commandments, the identity that he gave us, he gonna take it away from us. That's why we don't know who we are no more.
It was under slavery of the Byzantine.
Say it again.
Byzantine Empire.
The Byzantine. Yeah. A lot of stuff happened. But check this out. God said because we broke his commandments, we're not gonna know who we are no more. You hear that, bro? So he said because you broke God's commandments, you're not gonna know who you are no more. So what's your identity? What's your nationality? Who are you? Let's talk about it. This is important.
My nationality?
Yeah, your race.
My race? I mean, I guess like when we say what they call it.
What they call it?
Call it African American.
That's what they say, huh?
Yeah.
Let me show y'all something. You see my shirt? My shirt black. See his shirt black. His shirt is black. That brother's shirt is black. These plastic cases is black. That's just the color, bro. That's not who we are. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, of course.
We not even
And that's just words.
it is, but what
That's
about
just language.
what the Most High God called us? Because African, that goes back to a white man. Did you know that? Leo Scipio Africanus. That's a white man.
I feel
America.
I feel like at some point in time, it goes back to both.
America. You know, Africa wasn't always called Africa.
Because
Oh,
they
is
had-
it?
Because they had to connect at some point in time.
Let me explain this to you. America go back to a white man too. But check this out. Your real identity is what the Most High God called you. Let's get Deuteronomy 7 and 6. I'm gonna show you what God called you. All right, bring this up.
This is Deuteronomy 7 verse 6.
Bring it out.
For thou art an holy people.
So the Lord said, you are a holy people. Holy, it means set apart. Focus, bro. The Lord said, we are a holy people. That means we're set apart. And you think everybody's supposed to be one people and all together, huh? That's a lie. God said that you are a holy people. That means separate, set apart. Go into that word holy when you get a chance. It means separate. You special. You can probably feel it. Read.
For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God have chosen thee
To be a special people.
unto himself,
above all people,
What that say?
above all people,
What that say?
above all people.
that are upon the face of the earth.
God said, you a holy people. I chose you to be my people, and I separated you from everybody. And you better than everybody else that's on the earth.
That's right.
When he said above all people, that means better than all people.
Oh,
You above everybody. So it's a hierarchy on earth. See, Chance, he already told me that his father is a European. Let me get Numbers chapter 1 and verse 18. So you got to know, these ain't my words. We can be hurt for Chance. I can be sad about it. But this is what the prophets understood. This is what Moses understood. This is what Jeremiah understood. This is what all Aaron, Moses, Isaiah, Hamashiach, Christ. This is what Christ knew. That we was better than everybody else on earth. Read that.
This is Numbers 1 verse 18.
bring it out.
And they assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the second month. And they declared their
They
Pedigrees.
declared their pedigrees, listen up,
after their families by the house of their fathers.
by who?
By the house of their fathers.
By who?
By the house of their fathers.
What's a pedigree, King? Hey, tell me how old you are real quick. You 20. Young King, watch this. It said we declared our pedigree or our nationality or our race, our bloodline by the house of our fathers. That's how we determined who we were. So in America, you kind of go off of your mother and your father. You know what I'm saying? In some cultures, you only go off what your mother is. But understand this, no matter, you ate an apple before, it got the seed in there, yeah? No matter if you go to China, no matter if you go to Africa, no matter if you bring that same apple seed to America, is it gonna grow up to be an apple or is it gonna turn into an orange? It's gonna be an apple. Because you are what that seed is. You came from your father's loins, bro. Bro, hold on, bro. I gotta give you a flyer at least, bro. Listen to me, bro. That can wait. The bus not there. The bus not there.
Yo,
All
what
right,
the?
bro, look. Hey, let's get you a flyer, bro. Are you able to get on social media, anything like that? Hey, you dig in that bag, see if it's a flyer right there, King. Now, I don't know if the brother upset. I hope not. Hey, bro, but this the moral of the story, bro. Hey, see, look, that QR code, you can scan that. You can hit us up. You're gonna be able to find our YouTube and all of that. You know what I'm saying? If you scan, that's the YouTube. If you can't scan that, what? The scan don't work? You have problems with it? All right, so the YouTube is Sons of Jacob Tulsa, bro. Tell me your name again, Jeremiah. But there go the bus, run, bro. I don't want you to miss it.
They pull off on your ass.
They get off. They got a few people to check in. Hey, bro, you're an Israelite. You got to learn God's commandments in these last days.
That's right.
Hey, let me get the book of Baruch. Let's get the book of Baruch. Let's get Baruch chapter 2, verse 30. Man, that's some rust on that precept. Check that for me real quick. Yeah, let's try Baruch chapter 2. That's what I want. Yeah, we can talk to him.
Hey, Captain.
Yeah, let me see that. Okay. Yeah, bring him. Yeah, bring him over.
Hey.
Hey, bro. Come here, bro.
Nah, it's all right, man. It's never gonna stop. If you don't really have this, you can add to me, bro.
Yeah, that's not good. Hey, bro. So God told you to cut your beard off. So God telling you to break His commandments. So,
come over there and distract you guys.
hey, so is God telling you to disobey Him?
I don't need you. I appreciate that. I know. I'm sorry, you guys, man. I hope y'all can stop feeling like we need that.
Come and tell me. Come over here and tell us.
All right, bet.
Thank you.
Look, we need. Y'all is right, bro. But you gotta bring us in to feel like we should have it, but not feel like we not Israelites to not have it. You know what
Say
I'm
that
saying?
slow. Say that slower. That don't make sense to me.
Right. Check this out. Look.
Hey, so hold on. Take a deep breath. All of the emotions you're feeling, try and separate from them so you can
Right.
explain yourself adequately.
It's pretty simple. What I was gonna say is, bro, you gotta remember that you're trying to reach people. You're not trying to run them off on account of what their shortcomings are when it comes to the Lord, bro. When it comes to Christ. So half of the
Let me get
situation-
Matthew 13:10.
Right, look, it's gonna come off as a supremacy thing, and we black people already. So you know, for a black man, look, if somebody tell you to do something, do you want to do it? And we especially we walk in the Lord when somebody tell us to do something, we was like, what? You didn't ask, you know. So it's a completely different thing. So you gonna get to the point from after you been doing this for so long when you want to redeem somebody to be redeemed before the Lord of their own accord, you're gonna come at them in a completely different way than the modern way that you would do it in a regular way. I think bro right here he got a solid though because he's kind of
Can I talk to you? So do you think today what you saw, how I went about it, I was too aggressive?
I wouldn't say anything like that, bro. I would just more so say you got to think about what are you trying to do per se. I agree with you, man. Matter of fact,
What do you think we're trying to do?
bring the modern Black American people to the knowledge that we're supposed to have to appreciate the Lord right, worship Him the right way.
So
serve Him
how would
that
you
way.
go about doing that?
Like what you guys are doing?
If your goal was to teach the so-called Black Americans, bring them together into the true knowledge of the Bible, that they Israelites, how would you go about doing it?
People are different, so
I just want to know how you would go about doing it.
What I was going to say, people are different, so it's easier for me on a per individual basis to affect people because when you're in a group, people are auspicious of a group. They might hear you, but they don't want to become indoctrinated in a way or have to behave a certain way when they get around
Proverbs chapter 1.
as a group. Even though, and it's not nothing like that. It's not that you're doing nothing wrong. You guys is doing something good, especially on the Sabbath. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
I'm just saying that people aren't coming from that divine background to where they're already expecting to look. You're trying to bring them into a knowledge that they don't really have fully grown. So sometimes what that little bit, that voice in their head that they need to become a full tree, it can be easily jostled, you know what I mean? Because they don't know, they're not sure about this.
That's
what I was trying to
so
remind you.
Christ spoke on those things. He spoke about when we sow seeds, and some of them, you know that all of the seeds aren't supposed to grow. They're not all supposed to take root. You aware? Yes.
No, I'm not even that kind of person who would think that the...
All right,
let me say something real quick.
Okay, cool. We'll let you say this. Next time you do that, I'm going to cut you off. Go
All
ahead.
right, it's okay, bro. The dude scattering the seeds doesn't want to waste none. I'm just going to tell you that right now, especially when it comes to the Lord, bro. Think about him. He does not a waster. Period. He got something to catch everything,
We'll let you
put
finish.
everything to use and work and everything at all. So I can understand what you're saying, but just because he said that all of it wasn't going to grow up doesn't mean that every seed that God created wasn't intended to be a plant.
Let's read this. So are you familiar with agriculture?
Yes, sir.
So you know that if you plant 100 seeds, 100 seeds do not grow?
I mean,
Yes or no?
He's a real Israelite.
Bro, I was gonna-
He tells me about that.
Hey, yes or no?
He talks
I was
about
gonna
that.
We
say
talked to
something.
him multiple times before, or at least
It's not
once
anything
before.
like that, bro. It's not like
Hey, whenever
It's
Christ
not-
said, "Let your yeas be what,
Yes.
and your nays be what."
Nay.
no
Nays.
So
Right.
what I
So
was
I'm gonna read the
you asking
scripture
me a
because you're
question,
having a hard time answering simple questions,
No, I was
and
gonna
you.
answer the question,
I'll let you
but
go.
You don't have the ability to think about it right if you asked 100 seeds planted.
No.
It
I'll
all
let
depends
you.
on the circumstance,
Hey,
bro,
brothers,
whether or
did I not let this brother give his spiel multiple times? Didn't he cut me off and I gave him the opportunity? Yes or no? So the problem is when I actually want to speak, you try and cut me off again. I told you next time you do that, I'm not going to allow you to do that. And I tried to have a cordial conversation. When we had this conversation, you talked more times, right? But let's bring out the scriptures, and let's not lean into our own understanding. Let God be true, but every man a liar, as it is written, so you can be justified in thy sayings.
Right.
And you know, you got knuckleheads like that who think that they too wise.
Right.
They think they got too much knowledge, and they forget the first works by being obedient to the Most High God. God
right.
didn't come to the brother and tell him to shave his beard. And and look, if God did, he told you in the law to do what? To not believe it. That's what the Bible says. We can read that in Deuteronomy chapter 13, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Romans chapter 8, what did it say?
If any angel comes to you,
Speaking any, I tell you that. What's going on, Elder? What's going on?
How y'all doing, man?
I'm doing good, bro. What's going on? You looking for somebody in particular, huh? Yeah, we don't know everybody up here by name, so you know it is what it is. Hey, Lord willing, the seed that we plant in that brother take root, and not his seed, right? Because this is a classic example. We're gonna really take a dive into this Mark 4 because we really gonna see it take place. So if brothers could hold your precepts, unless they are really, really, really keen and more beneficial, right? Let's read this real quick.
The book of Mark, chapter 4, and verse 3.
Bring it out.
I'm gonna start at 2. And he taught them many things by parables, and said unto them in his doctrine, Hearken, behold, there went out a sower to sow.
There went out a sower to sow. Understand that. And the sower is in reputation to the man who's teaching the words of the Most High. He's sowing seeds. The seeds is the words of the Most High. The sower is the man who's doing it. Read.
And it came to pass, as he sowed, some fell by the wayside, and the fowls of the air came and devoured it up.
So the brother don't know agriculture 101. If you plant 10 seeds, 100 seeds, 1,000 seeds, every seed does not take root.
Right.
Some may fall by where? The wayside. And the birds gonna come get them. Read.
And some fell on stony ground, where it had not much earth.
So some of them, they don't get sown into some good ground. The ground is too hard. They don't get in there. And they get scorched by the sun. Read.
And immediately it sprang up, because it had no depth of earth. But when the sun was up, it was scorched.
So these seeds that don't take deep root, they might spring up quick, but it didn't actually have the roots in the soil. So that plant, that seed isn't going to last long. It's going to get scorched by the sun.
Read. It said it withered away, and some fell among thorns, and the thorns grew up and choked it, and it yielded no fruit.
Right. So now you got some that'll get caught up in the thorns, debris, and they don't get to really grow. It get choked up. Read.
It says, and other fell on good ground.
Fell on what?
Good ground.
Good what?
Good ground.
Read.
And did yield fruit that sprang up and increased, and brought forth some 30, some 60, some 100.
Hey, some of these seeds, they get sown in the right place at the right time by the right sower, and they produce good fruit. They grow up and produce great fruit. Some 30, some 60, some 100-fold. They produce more and more and more and more fruit. That brother, he was lacking that understanding. The Lord is not a waster. He don't know the design. He don't know how things were set up. He think he know. Brother probably never touched the seed. The brother probably never read the scripture. Even if you haven't, this is common knowledge. I wasn't raised on the farm, and I didn't have a vineyard I plowed in every year, but I know that because the scriptures teach me that. And that's playing upon tables. Right. Every seed does not take root, brother. And he might have been the one that was, around the thorns, and he got choked up. Something happened. The brother being deceived. You know what I'm saying? He not bringing forth good fruit. Let's jump down to verse 14.
Hey, did he say that, he told me, he said, sometimes God told him to shave his beard.
Sometimes God tell that brother to shave his beard. That's what he dealing with. Brother dealing with strong delusions, being deceived. And you never know, it could be that brother own lust. You know what I'm saying? Let's read that.
The book of Mark, chapter 4 and verse 14.
Right.
The sower soweth the word.
What the Bible say?
The sower soweth the word.
Read.
And these are they by the wayside, where the word is sown. But when they have heard, Satan cometh immediately.
What the Bible say?
Satan cometh immediately.
Read.
And taketh away the word that was sown in their hearts.
Hey, we was teaching Jeremiah. We were teaching Jeremiah, and the Bible say whenever we teaching, Satan is going to set up, he's going to deploy all of his minions, all of the distractions, all of the tactics to try and take away the good seed that was sown into good ground. For lack of better words, when you teach somebody the Bible, Satan going to make stuff happen, and that brother you was teaching, he going to get caught up in it. He going to get caught up in it. And it's all set up according to the Most High God's will. Some brothers ain't meant to come into the truth and abound and be that good seed that bring forth fruit.
Right.
30-fold, 60-fold, 100-fold. Everybody not chosen. And that's what I was going to go into the brother with. He think that this is... the first precept I think I call was Matthew chapter 13 and 10. Christ taught people in parables. Christ taught a certain way. He was austere. He was bold. He was strong. Sometimes brothers, they have their own opinion on how they think things should be taught and said. The brother said all of them words, but what was he really trying to do? What was he really trying to get Mahar and the brothers from SOJ to understand how they need to teach? I need to go out as an individualite. That's not what it says in Nehemiah chapter 8. Did they not set up a camp? Did they not have the brother and the brother next to him read it and the brother next to him? Is that not what the Lord ordained? But brother think we should go out in ones so we can be more soft, so we can be more whatever he think.
Did he ever answer that question?
Brother,
How should we teach? How should we be teaching?
he didn't want to answer it straightforward, but the spirit that was sitting on that brother, it seemed like he wanted us to not set up camp because we might be a little too strong, might be a little too bold, and people might not be built up enough to hear. You know what I'm saying? Hey, if you need to talk to him, brother, you can you relieve yourself off the line.
He say,
Let's get that Nehemiah 8.
he also said, what did he say? The way we doing it is he said it's too aggressive.
That's what I was getting from him, but he didn't say aggressive.
Yeah, I also got that he wanted, he think everybody supposed to receive it and make it.
Exactly.
And you can't do that. You're going to exhaust yourself.
Exactly. We actually have teachings like Mark 4 that tells you the sower soweth the word and everybody not going to get it. We have teachings like Matthew chapter 13 and 10. Christ taught in parables. Christ was speaking in code. If you think that Christ hit the earth 2,000 years ago and was just plain as day and he taught everybody and everybody got it, you are sadly mistaken. Christ spoke in parables, dark sentences. It was hard to be understood, and the disciples said, why you do speak to these people like that? He said it because it ain't for everybody. It ain't for them. It's for you. Let's get it out the Bible so brothers and sisters don't think I'm lying. Matthew 13, verse 10. All right, let's get out the Bible.
This is Matthew 13, verse 10.
We go.
And the disciples came and said unto him, Why speakest thou unto them in parables? He answered and said unto them,
Come over here.
Because it is given unto you to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven.
He said, the disciples said, why are you speaking to the multitude of people in parables? Why you don't just tell them what you mean? He said, because it was given unto you. Read.
But to them it is not given.
But to what?
But to them it is not given.
All together?
But to them it is not given.
That's Christ. That if you come over here, we'll show you that's in red writings, red letters, red ink, and you're going to see Christ said it ain't for everybody. So you have brothers criticizing the brothers and how they teach. Understand that this is what our forefathers did. This is what Christ did. The Messiah, the Savior of the world. It wasn't for everybody. Salvation is not for everybody. Forgiveness of sins ain't for everybody. Redemption is not for everybody. It's for a elect group of people. The Hebrew Israelites.
That's right.
Right? So it's not for everybody. This is a harsh truth. It's bitter and sweet. You know what I'm saying? It's everybody love it when it's sweet. Then once you eat it, you find out it's bitter in your stomach. It was beautiful to learn that you're an Israelite and God love you. And you start learning some of God's commandments, and some of them might be hard, but you kind of win the battle. It started getting a little bitter, but then you start getting more wisdom. Then you start getting more knowledge, and understanding start taking root. And you turning over every stone, and you searching out the matter. Then you see that God don't love everybody. Some people don't want to touch the Bible no more after that. You see what I'm saying, King? Once people see that, they say, nah, that's not my God. That's what the Bible teach them. Right? Let's wake the brother up a little bit. Let's get Romans chapter 9, verse 13.
Bring it out.
Let's wake the brother up a little bit. Let's wake everybody up a little bit. That's why we out here.
That's right.
Right? To teach the Bible, the truth of the Bible. And every time I say something, hey, ask me, where's that at in the Bible? Read that.
The book of Romans, chapter 9, verse 13.
Bring it out.
As it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated.
Read it again.
As it
Romans 9:13.
Bring it out.
As it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated.
All right. Y'all got to understand that. If you couldn't hear it clear, it says, as it is written. That means it's found in another place in the scriptures also. Jacob have I loved. That means I love the Israelites. Jacob is the progenitor or the father, the starter of a whole race of people. Us. We the Israelites. God's chosen people. He said, I love the Israelites. Esau have I hated. Esau is the father of a whole group and nation of people.
That's right.
He said, I hate them. So if you get offended over that, this truth in this Bible might not be for you. You probably the seed that got scorched up. The sower soweth the word. You said, nah, I don't like that part of the Bible. God don't need you then. God not dealing with soft men. God not dealing with what they call it, Stockholm syndrome. You love your oppressor. You got the slave mentality. You know what I'm saying? You don't really know how to love your people no more. You already didn't. The enemy didn't already put his talons and his fangs too deep into your mind. You can't get out of that. Let me get the classic. Let's get Exodus chapter 15 and verse 3. Let me show y'all something. This the God of the Bible that we talking about, that we speaking of. This the God that we reverence, the God that we obey. This is why we respect him. This is why we submit to him. Read that.
This is Exodus 15, verse 3.
Bring it out.
The Lord is a man of war.
No, the Lord is soft.
The Lord is a man of war.
No, the Lord is just all love.
The Lord is a man of war. The Lord is his name.
So you got to understand that. The God who created the heavens, the earth, men, women, beasts, he's a man of war. And he get busy. Everybody that died, let me get Isaiah 45 verse 7. Everybody that died on earth, God signed off on that.
And what about Sonya Massey?
God signed off on that. God signed off on everything. The Most High God uses things like Sonya Massey to start up race wars. Those are things that the prophets spoke about that have to take place before our redemption. Wars and rumors of war. World War III has to happen. It's already spoken of. Them pulling us out of our houses, out of our condos, out of our apartments, shutting off streets block by block, pulling up in tanks, pulling up in SUVs, vests, AR-16s, 15s, pulling up with the equipment, pulling up with the equipment, and you know what we think we got? We think we got the Glock. We got the new Glock, the Smith & Wesson, and you ain't got no order. They got thousands and thousands of men. It's not gonna go how you think. And they're gonna separate men from their wives. They're gonna separate wives from their children. Hoes, they're gonna be gunning people down like they nothing. How do I know that? The prophecies. Let's read what you got.
This is Isaiah 45, verse 7.
Bring it out.
I form the light and create darkness. I make peace and create evil. I, the Lord, do all these things.
I, the Lord, do all these things. I create light. I create darkness. Because we got a balanced God.
That's right.
He created the stars, the moon, to rule the night, to give lights in the night. Then he gave a bigger, greater light to rule the day, the sun. And that brother in the back, he locked in real tough.
So who created the devil?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's a good question. God created him.
That's right.
Satan, the devil, he works for God.
That's right.
That's right.
That's what people don't understand. We're gonna read you that in Job. Let's go there in Job. Read what you got. I want 13 and where is it at, King? 7? 6?
What?
2/3. It's been a minute.
All right, this is the book of Zechariah, chapter 13 and verse 13. 8.
Let's try that 7.
7. Awake, O sword, against my shepherd.
Who is the sword? The sword of the Most High God is our enemies. Anytime we disobey God, guess what? He brings our enemies to come put us in chains, to destroy us, Planned Parenthood, GMO watermelons. The air is all messed up. You got to pay for your water. The water don't got any nutrients in it.
Right.
Everything is polluted in this place. They are the sword. They are the weapon of God. You don't want to get in line, serve God? Cool. I'm going to come get you in line. I'm going to come put them dogs on you. I'm going to put my sword on you. That's the code word for our enemies. Read.
Awake, O sword, against my shepherd.
Who is the shepherd? That's Hamashiach.
That's right.
Right? Read.
And against the man that is my fellow, saith the Lord of hosts. Smite the shepherd, and the sheep shall be scattered.
Right? You smite the leader of any people, the shepherd of any people. And all of the little sheep, they're going to go wild and they're going to be scattered. We don't got no leader. We don't got MLK. We don't got none of them. We have no leader for our people. We are scattered sheep. That's why we need redemption. We need to be saved from our enemies. That's what the Bible teaches in the New Testament if you go to Luke chapter 1. Let's keep reading.
And I will turn mine hand upon the little ones, and it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith the Lord, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die.
The Lord said, I'm going to turn my hand on the little ones. The little ones is God's chosen people, the Israelites. He said, I'm going to come get on a bumper. And 2/3 of the little ones are going to be cut off and die. Brothers good at math? You got a whole? That's 100. 2/3 of a whole is 66.6. That's ironic. But he said 66% of my people are going to be cut off and die. That's a large majority. Only 1/3 is going to have a chance to see this all go down. And you want to make sure that you accounted of that number. That's why you got to rehearse the righteous acts. That's why you got to learn what your God really wants from you. That's why you got to study to show yourself approved. That's why you got to examine the law. That's why you got to go learn the law, statutes, and commandments. That's why you got to keep the Sabbath day. Go ahead.
How many authors are in the Bible?
How many authors?
Yeah.
Why do you ask that?
I'm trying to see what you know.
Okay. So according the Bible, it just means a compilation of books, a compiled. Even KJV, he authorized he's translated these books, compiled them into one, and that's why we have this book. That's what all of the translations is. But the certain prophets, like the prophet Isaiah, he had a scribe. Jeremiah, he had a scribe named Baruch. All of these different books, they were compiled and they was authorized by a certain guy, like King James. So the Bible has multiple authors, if you want to put it that way. But there's your answer.
But it's a specific number, and it's a specific number of books that's in the Bible too.
So you study the Bible?
Yeah.
Okay, you believe in the Bible?
I study the Bible.
Do you try to disprove the Bible?
I just learned the Bible.
Okay.
I'm
Did you?
open-minded. I ain't gonna say.
Hey, let's get 2 Timothy 2:15. That's good that you study the Bible. I think every man on earth should study the Bible.
I went to college and I took a class.
That's beautiful. We came across countless. When I say countless of people who study the Bible, who have yet to understand the true knowledge of the Bible.
YouTube,
Right.
Jacob, YouTube.
Yep. Go check it out. We've seen plenty of people
Knowledge.
who thought they knew the Bible but did not know the Bible. So the God of the Bible, does he love everybody?
Yeah.
Okay, so you study the Bible, that's completely incorrect. We even read you the scripture today, but your heart wasn't there. When I say your heart, your mind. You got to have an attentive ear. Let's read the Bible.
Open-minded.
Okay, let's see if you're open-minded to this. Yes, I want you to go to Romans 9:13. You in Christianity, anything like that? No? Non-denomination? But you believe the words of the Bible?
Yeah, it's truth into the Bible.
You have
I feel like it goes back further than the Bible.
I think you got a distrust for the Bible. That's fine. We'll get to that and we'll sniff that out. But let's see if you believe this.
The book of Romans chapter 9 and verse 13.
Bring it out.
As it is written.
Real quick, who wrote this?
Say it again.
Who's the author of Romans? You know a lot of stuff. You wanted to criticize you was looking for a particular number, but you don't even know off the top of the head who wrote Romans. It's Paul. Let's read it.
I don't want to study every white man.
That's fine, but I could understand from the beginning what the problem was. But when you come up here, we're gonna sniff out all of that. And the brothers is harping at me because they acknowledge the fault in you. Paul is not a white man.
That's right.
Let's read Romans chapter 11 and give you some more information. Hey, the brother want a card. Give him a card. We're going to teach you. We're going to teach you. Let's read this. Hey, the brothers that's on the line, y'all stay locked in. I need y'all help.
The book of Romans, chapter 9, verse 13.
I want 11 verse 1. Lock in. 11 verse 1.
11 verse 1. I say then, have God cast away his people?
Did God cast off the Israelites? What the Bible say?
God forbid. For I also am an Israelite of the seed of Abraham, of the tribe of Benjamin.
Right. So Paul, he's not a white man. I could tell that you had a distrust from the Bible for the Bible. We're gonna help you with that. So I'm gonna calm down on you. I'm not gonna attack you. I'm gonna try my best not to. But when people criticize the book, but they don't know certain things, I gotta correct that.
Does the history start before Moses?
The history, yes. Even in the Bible, it starts before Moses. Genesis was, it talks about the creation of Adam and Eve and how there was people that existed before Adam and Eve. You see what I'm saying? So before we go to that, I want you to understand this.
What was Moses?
Before we go to that, Moses was an Israelite from the tribe of Levi. But before we go to that, I want you to understand this. The Israelites are God's chosen people. We're going to keep it basic. God's chosen people, they look like us. Moses, it described him as a black man.
I agree.
You agree? Paul was a Benjamite. He was from the tribe of Benjamin. He was an Israelite. He was a black man. You understand? You agree with that too?
Yeah.
Christ, it tell you he was from the tribe of what?
He was an Israelite, right? That's what I'm trying to say.
Yes, he was an Israelite, but he was from the tribe of Judah. He was a black man. It tell you that in Revelation 1. And it tell you that in the book of Daniel. So when we go into these things, I can see you have a distrust for the scriptures. And our job is to clear up some of those things. This is our book. This is our heritage. This is our nationality. It was passed down to us. But you got Greek mythology, Roman mythology, you got Catholicism, you got Christianity, you got all kind of different things brewed up in history. But the Most High God, he didn't cast off his people. And he did separate us from our heritage and knowing who we were. Like the prophet Jeremiah said, we read that earlier before you got here. But you got to know that God would always give us a way to understand who we was in the last days. That was prophesied. We God's chosen people. And the most important thing to get wisdom, knowledge, and understanding on your quest for knowledge, because I can tell you on that quest, let's help the brother real quick. Let's get Psalms, the classic in Psalms. Yes, 111 and verse 10.
Hey, I wanted to get this. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
All right, we're going to get this, and I'm going to pass it to you, Cap. Because there's all kind of information on there, especially if you jump on YouTube.
Do you think some of this came from Egypt, passed down?
Bro, some of our forefathers was dwelling in Egypt. Well, let's read this real quick.
This is Psalms 111, verse 10. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. A good understanding have all they that do his commandments.
So if you want to get more understanding, if you want to grow in wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, you got to start. You got to start off with the basics. And God said you got to keep his commandments. That's how you start getting that real honey, that real understanding. You got to do what God said. That's where it starts. It don't matter how much knowledge you got if you're not obedient to God.
That's right.
The Most High God is so powerful, he gonna come give you some knowledge that ain't what you was supposed to get in the first place, because that's how he operate. You're supposed to fear him. You don't fear God, he gonna come scoop you up. It don't matter how bright you is. It don't matter how smart you is, how intelligent you are. It don't matter how much knowledge you had. We had plenty of kings who was wise in their own eyes. Anytime somebody disobeyed God, he come get them.
That's right.
So my biggest token for you is to start fearing the Most High God. It don't matter how much you study the Bible. It don't matter. If you're not obeying him, it don't matter. All of that go out the window. That's the pinnacle of this thing. Fearing God, right? I said, Captain, you had it next. Read that.
The book of Acts chapter 13 and verse 1
Bring
in
it out.
the NLT. Among the prophets and teachers of the church at Antioch of Syria.
In the church of Antioch, you had the Israelites popping up, right? We had our people scattered all throughout Antioch. Read.
Were Barnabas, Simeon, called the black man.
You had the brothers who walked with Christ. They were called what?
The black man.
If you read it in the KJV, it says nigger. They were called nigger. But in the NLT, it give it to you even more plain. The brothers that walked with Christ was called what? The black man.
That's right.
That's in there. We didn't put that in there. That's in the New Testament.
The prophet.
You see what I'm saying? So if you looking for that, it's in there. Go ahead.
And the reason why I wanted to bring that out, because you said you don't want to learn from no more white man. So it's showing you that your people are in the Bible. That's pretty much all of what he's saying. It's your people, the black man, the nigger, because we called niggers or Negroes. That's what we're called here in America. They called us that way too in the ancient times or in the old times.
Right.
So we're showing you also that the prophets and the teachers were called black men or nigger. We can show you the image of Christ. Vladimir Putin, you know who that is?
Yeah.
Vladimir Putin, he showed the image of Christ on social media. The reason why he, huh?
I know about Hitler. I know everything.
So, but no,
It's
hold
a
on.
lot of shit
But
y'all
hold
don't
on.
think I probably know.
My point of bringing it out is that he showed, Vladimir Putin showed that Christ was black and all the prophets were black on social media. And Europe started throwing their Bibles away and burning them.
Hey, the truth coming out in these last days. And I would never want you to go listen to a white man. Listening to the Bible is the direct opposite of that. The judgment that's on Europeans' heads is they probably got the highest bounty on their head from the Most High God. Everything that they did to us. Let me get Jeremiah 30:16. The prophecies speak very, very clearly. Have you read the book of Obadiah? That's talking about the white man. Have you read the book of Obadiah? Man, we're going to have to bring some of that out for y'all.
Right.
And the Most High God don't play. In the book of Psalms chapter 37, God said, I, the Lord, loveth judgment.
That's
He
right.
loves casting judgment. He set us up to be the future judges of the world, by the way. But the judgment that's on these different nations, God don't only just judge individuals. He will judge you by your group of people and what they done. He will do that. He judges nations of people. The nation of Edom, according to the Bible, Edom is a so-called white man.
Right.
The Europeans, they have a high judgment for all of the crimes and wickedness, the rape, the murder, the stealing, the deceit, the deception, the slavery. We could go all day on that kind of tip. What they done, they don't get. They children are going to have to pay for that. They children's children are going to have to pay for that. They don't get away clear with that. So when it comes to wanting justice for everything that our enemies have done to us, it's not just white people. It's actually what you said earlier, right? So we the Israelites, God gave everybody their own nationality according to the Bible. We not African Americans. We really the Israelites, right? We come from Shem. Now you got some people on earth that look like Israelites, that look like African Americans, but they really Hamites, and we call them Africans, right? They really Africans. Those are not our people. We different. That's what the Bible describes in Exodus chapter 11. If you're familiar with the book of Exodus, who put the Israelites in captivity? It was the actual Africans in Egypt. And the Lord redeemed us out of Egypt by who? Moses, right? They got a large judgment on their head. God hate Africans. A lot of times our people, because we don't know who our God is, when you go into Isaiah, tell you that we are a people, we don't know where our God is, and we try to align ourselves with these other people gods. And that's why you see us jumping in Kemet. That's why you see us getting into hieroglyphs. That's why you see us jumping in all of those different religions. Because we lost. We the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Our God is Yahweh.
That's right.
Can I tell you something that I was told?
Yeah, go ahead.
No disrespect, but I was told that Jesus is the sun god.
Okay.
Because Winter Solstice, right, when he supposedly is resurrected and shit like that, Easter comes back around, which is the harvest time when he gets born again.
You said when he gets, okay, I'm following.
You understand? Like, Jesus, to me, is a sun god. It's mythology to me.
That's fine.
Do I agree that it probably was somebody, but not, Jesus wasn't what the white man told us that he was.
I agree. That's why we got this picture up here. You got this picture, the white Jesus right here, Caesar. and you have a whole
We go to church on Sunday.
I understand
If you
that.
go back into the Old Testament, he was the Son of God, but Son wasn't spelled S-U-N. It was spelled, it wasn't spelled S-O-N.
What was it spelled?
S-U-N.
In the Old Testament, it's spelled S-U-N.
You can look it up.
Show me that.
Look it up.
Show me that. You said whenever.
He's the Son of God. He's the Son of God.
So what you got in the let me explain this real quick, because we seen this doctrine, we seen Israel, we seen S-U-N, S-O-N, we seen these different doctrines with wordplay, mind you. What language is this Bible written in that we got up here today?
You gotta tell me. I haven't seen
No, what language is this written in?
Original.
No. I want them to answer what language are we reading this out of today? This is English. This is English. When Christ was on the scene, was it written in English? Of course. What was it written in? It wasn't English, correct? So when you do when you try and make a doctrine based off of S-U-N, S-O-N, you basing it off something that wasn't even around at that time. Right. You understand what I'm saying? The S-U-N, the S-O-N, that didn't happen until now. This is a new language. It wasn't like that in Latin. It wasn't like that in Greek. And it damn sure wasn't like that in Hebrew. In Hebrew, son goes back to ban. Modern Hebrew, bin. That's not going to work here. So all they doing on YouTube, did you get this information from YouTube? Where'd you get it from?
Sarah Susan said it.
And where'd you learn from them? Where'd you learn from them?
Online, YouTube.
That's all we want up here is for you to be real.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Okay, but your first answer was not real.
Have you heard of Sarah Susan?
Yeah.
We heard of them. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of the things that they teaching, it's not gonna bear witness with my spirit because it's not the truth. But I can see that you got a distrust for the Bible. I knew that from when I first heard you speak. But don't be
How can you blame?
I can't blame you. I can't blame you because it's a lot of lies out here.
Right.
It's a lot of folly out here. It's a lot of deception. It's a lot of Greek, Norse, Roman mythology. So our Christ, the Messiah, Hamashiach, he don't look like that. We don't deal with he ain't no son God S-U-N, ain't no idolatry when you believe on him. That's not what that is. All he is, just like Moses, he was a savior for the children of Israel in the time of Moses. I mean, in the time when we got saved. That's all Hamashiach is. He's a savior for our people, the greatest savior. And he's going to bring us out of this captivity with a mighty hand, a whirlwind. What you got?
This is 1 Timothy 4, verse 1.
Bring it out.
Now the Spirit speaketh expressly that in the latter times some shall depart from the faith.
So in the latter times, it's going to be a lot of people who depart from the faith. Read.
Giving heed to seducing spirits.
Giving heed to seducing spirits. It's a lot of evil spirits, a lot of deceitful spirits that's on earth right now. It's hard to find the truth.
Right.
But if you are a part of the Most High God's chosen, you're going to be called.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? If you're a part of the Most High God's chosen, he's going to wake you up and bring you out of that. Everybody not going to get it like you get it. I'm glad that you're intelligent enough. There hasn't been one concept that I explained to you today that was hard for you to understand. You might disagree with it still, but you can understand it. And that's one of the kings around here. You got to have understanding. And you got a ready ear. That's something that a wise man will have, an attentive ear. So I'm hoping that the Most High God wake you up some more and remove that distrust that you have for the scriptures. For real.
I appreciate it, man.
For real, bro. You know, it's love for real, bro. That's why we do this. For real.
Y'all black team, man.
Man, you already know how to get in contact with us because you know, bro. Yeah. Hey, do you want a flyer too, or you what? What's good?
I got his number.
All right, shoot him our YouTube, bro. All right. All right, yes, sir. All praise to the Most High, man. I think I've been rapping for what, at least an hour?
Yeah.
All right, Con. And with that, we're gonna give all praises, all honor, all glory to the Most High God, Yahweh, by Hashem, Hamashiach, Yahweh Shah, and we're gonna pass it to the next powerful speaker, Shalom.